And just one other thing to add is, one of the reasons that I wanted to read this book is, friend groups talk about sex oftentimes more than most of my friends do with their gynecologists, right? They look at the gynecologist as merely a medical thing to check off, but never actually talk about the realities of, sex in your 20s and 30s. And, there were definitely a couple of friends that I thought I need to give this to them based on things that I have heard them say about pain, especially about pain, but also about drive. And I think for me, I kind of dismissed it in the sense that some of the doctors that you mentioned in your book dismiss it, in the sense of saying like, oh, it'll go away, it'll come back, like that it's this like mystical thing that wafts with the wind instead of being like an actual science.
I'm like 2 years into menopause, and it amazed me to see how differently every one of my friends experienced menopause. That I had some friends who were having hot flashes. I never had a single hot flash. I had one friend who had terrible migraines, and that really made me aware of how these same hormones that all women have manifest in different ways as they ebb and flow.
Do you guys feel in general like this is a book you would want to give friends?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And mainly because I just know that, at least in my community of friends, that I happen to be the more blunt one, that they will not talk to a doctor about this. And I think that there's a lot of shame around sex and wanting pleasure, and so I was just thinking like, this at least opens up that conversation for them. If at least they don't go to someone else, they have the basics to try to figure it out for themselves, which I would hope that they go to someone else, but it's a starter.
Hachette,